Hello, this is Brian, owner of Easy Roofing. I'm a little bit under the weather right now, so excuse me if you seem a little bit out of it. So I appreciate your understanding there. But to start off, this is just basically a really brief video. Hopefully, I can keep it really short for a few minutes, just for the supplementing and depreciation process. So to start off, Exactment is the software we use. Every time we plug in a labor and material item, it shoots out a price based on the zip code, and that just it puts out the price for us. We have no control over that. Wish we did, because a lot of times the insurance underpays compared to what we pay out of pocket typically, and that's across the board for most companies. But it doesn't, so it's fine. We're happy to work with it. Saves homeowners money. It's no problem with that. With that said, you can go to with Allstate for an example. Let's say we have two neighbors, same exact roof, two different adjusters with Allstate. First roof, we invoice this, same size, everything's the same. First one, it's $10,000, we invoice, they pay $12,000. The next one, it was paid $10,000, we submit the invoice, and they say, no, we're not paying anything. Well, you'd wonder, why is the same company paying differently? Well, truly, what we deal with here, and it's a tough thing to navigate, but we've been doing it for 9 years, and we do enjoy it. It's just, I want you to understand what we go through when dealing with this. And how it works is, each adjuster can look at line items differently. And imagine with the dozens of insurance companies we work with monthly, how different they can be viewing things. And then even that same insurance company we're used to, their guidelines can change at any moment, and sometimes monthly, and definitely annually. So one insurance company will say, all right, the asphalt ridge cap, that's standard ridge cap. The other one will say that's high profile. The other one will say, well, that's included in the waste with the shingle. We don't even pay a line item for that. That's just one example of what we're dealing with. And then it's just constantly changing, as soon as it could even be the same adjuster. You have two roofs next door to neighbor. You approve with the building code and manufacturer requirements of why this needs to be done this way. They approve it. And guess what? The same adjuster for the next roof, you have to submit all the same documentation, building code, manufacturer requirements, photo documentation, etc. That's just how the insurance game's set up. It's not set up for any average Joe just to come in and get paid for what they do. It's a money in, money out game. They have shareholders. They want to save money. It's purely money. It's not because they don't want to pay us what we're owed. It's not because they don't want to take care of homeowners. It's just money. I'm sure we all understand that. So when a supplement comes in, they're not saying, oh, we don't want to pay because of this. It's really just an excuse to not pay out more money. It's understandable. If I was in that kind of business, I guess totally financial. It's not. It's an interesting kind of service. It's a financial service, really, as we know. So what we do with the ever-changing guidelines and the dozens of insurance companies we work with and the hundreds of adjusters we work with every year, sometimes even more, we take the components, labor and material that we do, including code upgrades, which is our typical supplements, ice and water, drip edge, synthetic felt, starter strip. They don't always pay for it. Like I said, it's always different. Maybe there's rotted decking, maybe there's some extra labor for flashing, and so many other things, such as renailing the decking. And we're going to include everything we can, all the components in this Exactment. Remember, it shoots out a price for each one. We can't submit all these line items with a $0 attached value to it. Of course not. So we're going to include all the components, and we're going to send it out because we cannot tailor and predict how they're going to view the line items based on the adjuster or insurance. It's always changing, remember? We submit this to them. They're going to review it, and then they're going to say, hey, we're not covering this. We'll cover this. We're going to cover this instead of what you're asking, something we view differently. And then sometimes it'll take a back and forth for a few weeks or a little bit longer, purely for the fact it's hard to get a hold of adjusters. They're totally slammed. They've got 50 to 100 claims on their desk at all times usually. They're always going on vacation. They're always getting switched around. Just getting a hold of them can be tough, and you may have experienced this. And so by the time we get a hold of them, maybe they disagree. So it can just go on a little bit longer, but it's a standard process, just like medical insurance. I have a cousin who works in there. She actually does the supplements for a medical company. And guess what? It's actually a hospital. They'll be arguing, even saying, no, this is before the surgery or after. Sometimes before, they'll be like, we cannot do this surgery without putting him to sleep. You need to pay for anesthesia. And they'll say, no, you can do this way instead. The insurance company's telling a medical professional how to do a surgery or how to do a different surgery to handle something. Is that unbelievable or not? Well, they do that medically, and they tell us roofers what to do too and how we should have done something. So they'll say, okay, fine. We just give up. They'll put the patient to sleep with the anesthesia, do the surgery, and then they'll invoice us. What is the anesthesia considered now. It's considered a incurred cost, just like asking for drip edge to be paid after, because it'd be photo documentation, documentation from a doctor or surgeon saying this is medically necessary because this reason, this risk, this law, etc. And then the insurance will say no again, or maybe they'll just say, all right, fine. Or a few negotiations happen, like, all right, we'll pay the anesthesia. Same thing as a roof. It really feels truly like a game, but it's a game we enjoy playing because we want to help customers. We don't want to just offer out-of-pocket roofs. We want to work with insurance companies and make it cheaper for the homeowner, take the stress off their back. 90% of the time, the insurance companies communicate directly with us, and there's no including the homeowner with saying, hey, we don't want to cover this and that, because you're not a roofing expert. There's no way for you to say, no, you need to pay for this. So we always want to talk directly with them, take the stress off your back, and just be paid for what we want to do. So when we have a claim coming for $10,000 and we submit a claim, it could even be double with all the components put in there. We're going to meet in the middle at a reasonable price, just like we would charge outside of insurance, and then everyone's going to go home happy at the end of the day. And that's just how it works. So like I said, we love doing and offering all these services for customers just so they can save money, because homeowner who can save money is a really, really happy homeowner. I'm sure just like you are if you've already gone through the insurance process. But that's how we like to do it, and we really are always going to put on roofing to a minimum standard, which is above building code. We do a few things that exceed building code, and whether it's insurance or out of pocket, no matter who's paying or what they're paying, we're always going to do it to this standard because we love what we do, and we want people to have good leak-free roofs. We want to work for their friends and family, and if you know anyone who needs our help, we'd love to work with them. And we're going to make the process as easy as we can. With that said, it can be a tough process for us, as you've seen from this video, but it's just not going to deter us from what we're doing. We're one of the fastest growing insurance restoration companies in Arkansas, and we're helping a lot of homeowners every day. And I'm just really excited and thankful that you chose us to be your company of choice, and I hope we can work with you in the future. If you need our help, we'll be happy to help you. So thank you for choosing Easy Roofing. I hope this cleared up any questions you have. If you have any more, I'm sure your sales rep will be more than happy to talk to you about it. And like I said, I really appreciate you choosing a small local business, and we're going to do the best we can, and always do it the right way and take care of people. So just like it's our own home. So thank you for your time.